Sup blokes, Francis here with Joe and Nick from Ekko Park.
How's it going?
Once again.
It's going good.
Take two.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty big few months for you guys since we last spoke.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's been great.
So first off, how did that tour of the UK and Ireland go?
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic. Yeah, it was pretty rad, man. The gigs were just great. Belfast started off good. It felt like a bit of a party, that one.
Yeah. It was a party and we were the band.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And Dublin was one of those tour days you have where every single fucking thing that could go wrong on the day did go wrong, but the gig was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, one of those days.
So it's like, at the end of the day, that's what you want.
Yeah. And
then London was
London was probably one of the highlights of my musical career.
It was a band highlight for sure.
Yeah, but definitely
Yeah.
a highlight without a shadow of a doubt.
Why is that? Like, was it by the turnout, by the response, or?
Bit of everything. It
Yeah.
was. I think we had told you last time we were here. We've been brought over there by SJM Concerts, who are one of the biggest promoters in the UK.
Yep.
And just
It's a real iconic venue. Like, I mean, so many bands have played there.
yeah. So it was real professional from top to
Yeah.
bottom, and treated really well. And they're just the way they buzzed us up, and the sort of music buzz around London and Camden, and to be part of it was just amazing, and so many people came out to see us play. And I guess the Ireland thing, there was a mixture of music fans and fans of the band, but then also friends who brought friends, and I know a lot of people over there. So
heaps of people from there were a few Kiwis, but then just people we didn't know at all that had travelled over.
But so London was totally different. It was just like this massive big rock gig that people came to see, a Kiwi rock band, and the buzz was good, and the room was great, and the sound was great, and it was just brilliant, man. It was just a real buzzy, brilliant night to be in London and pack it out. It was great. One of those venues, when you walk into that, there's just been some brilliant gigs played in there, and the stage felt cool, and you just sort of knew.
There's something special about it.
It's quite rock and roll, and and I'd known quite a lot of bands that had played there. Nick had seen a video of Muse playing there and stuff, so it was.
We knew the D4 had played over there back in the day, and
so it was just one of those amazing experiences where I think it was the first time I was genuinely worried as well. For us when we sound checked, I was like, "Geez, if nobody turns up, this is going to be crazy."
Because we were in such a good buzz about it. And you look out the window and you're like, we're in London. It's far out, but
when it filled up, it was just fucking amazing.
Couldn't have gone any better, right?
And a lot of people knew lots of the songs, and it was
being
just
that far away.
Yeah,
it
was crazy.
That's so good.
It was brilliant. It was just absolutely awesome.
One to remember.
And
we will go back.
Made every single bit of stress up to that point worthwhile. I think It
was good. It makes you see that it's all paying off.
Yeah,
for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just being that far away, that's just crazy.
It is. It is. It's great. I guess it's the power of having a good promoter over there, and they sort of really utilize the likes of Twitter and stuff way better than we do over here. And I definitely think most bands now from New Zealand need to thank Lord a lot as well, because she's put New Zealand music on the map. I think
got these eyes pointed at us.
So there's definitely a good buzz going on about Kiwi bands, making them famous and brews and stuff. And 660 are different genres, obviously, to us, but they're just taking Kiwi music out there and putting it on the map, so it's good.
Even in London, Like a Storm, I'd see that going on tour with Hell through America, which was pretty full on. And even in London, I mean, like the Rival State Boys came out, and
nice.
The Iron Giant guys are over there doing really well, and it's just a good buzz there. It's great.
Have you guys got plans for a return journey, and maybe some other destinations, stuff like that?
Definitely. Caught the bug now. Yeah.
We've started talking about it. We're looking at, we're just sort of planning things at the moment. And
so 2015 will be hopefully Asia and Australia.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then 2016 we hope probably to go back.
We've got an album to record in there as well.
Yeah.
So
which starts next. I think the last time we were here with you, we'd just done the first song, so we're in doing the next single this Wednesday.
Sweet.
In Roundhead for the first time. So yeah, we've got some plans together, but we're definitely
we're just working away behind the scenes, and we've got a few shows coming up to keep us out there as well. So it's gonna be
all rolling.
Yeah, man, that's great.
We're nowhere to hide. You say that I died.
Now, when you guys got back, something huge happened, and you found you got nominated for Best Rock Album.
Yeah,
indeed.
At the Music Awards.
Yeah.
How'd that all come about, especially as an independent band with a very sort of industry or label heavy event? And how did you guys sort of react when hearing the news?
I mean, we were pretty...
I went, fuck!
Yeah. And then he texted us and we went, fuck! I was just, I
think you hit the nail on the head, really.
Yeah.
It's such an industry heavy event, and definitely a very radio event, so it's
it was
just fucking amazing for us to be part of it, really.
And I mean, you never know if it's going to happen or not, and so for it just to happen like that and to get, it was just a good feeling. It was fantastic,
Because how'd you find out?
We got an email. Just an email and say you're a finalist. And I initially read it, and you get these funding emails and stuff that go out and say, thank you, but get fucked, basically. So it sort of said, it was Vodafone New Zealand Music Awards, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then we were just like, congratulations, you're a finalist. And then I sort of thought, well, what does finalist mean?
Are we down to the final 20 to then?
Because the way with Silver Skulls, there's a first round of 20, and then there's only 5. So I sort of thought...
And because we manage ourselves, so we just got the email. I guess usually bands might not find out for a month later, but it was like, please do not tell your artist. And we're like, well...
We are the
artists.
So it was...
It was just a buzz, man. And then, obviously we were hanging out on the day as well. And it's just such a good event, and we got some great coverage out of it, and we were just stoked to be there, and we're good buddies with the Blacklist guys and Clap Clap Riot, so it was a good it was a good buzz between all the rock bands, really. We were just all hanging out and having a good time, and we were really stoked that those guys won, so it was great.
It was wicked.
Fuck yeah, it was a good time.
Now on top of that, you guys have been announced as one of the bands playing on the rock stage at Homegrown.
That's what we got told the day we did the interview, and I couldn't tell you during the interview, and that's like, you'll find out whenever we find out.
You guys are kicking off the event. And the lineup is
huge.
Enormous.
Unbelievable.
So who are you guys keen to see on the day?
Everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to move from the rock stage. Everyone there we either know or are fans of, and it's going to be great. I can't wait.
I'm actually really excited to see all these guys. Like, we've played with most of the obviously I haven't played with Shihad, but most of the bands we've played with, and they've been varying gigs. They've been small gigs, they've been
weeks, different things like that.
So to see everybody on the same stage and the same audience, it's just going to be awesome. I think. It's again, we discussed the last time we were here how strong Kiwi rock is. When you see the lineup on that stage, it's just epic.
It's gonna be great.
It's ridiculous.
Like
the top tier of that event, any of those bands could headline it.
For sure. Usually you get a Blacklist or a Shihad, but to have both of them and then have Devilskin
and I'm John,
and then they fit. It's insane, man.
Ridiculous.
Whoever had to schedule it they had a hard job. But they did all right. It's going to be good.
So you guys have recently released your latest single, Always Something, Never Nothing. How has the response been to this track so far?
It's been good. It didn't track too well on the rock coming into the new year, which is a bit of a bummer, but that happens with some singles. A lot of rock bands have that issue here. Hauraki really loved it. Kiwi FM's taking it, so it's getting good airplay.
Which is great. It's getting into a few different places, and
it's on the hit disc, so it's getting out there. And we've had, again, strangely enough, through the power of Twitter, we've found out it's getting spun in France and Italy and Switzerland and college radio in the States, and so it's
it's
working
ticking over.
way out
It's
there,
doing great. Yeah, and it's nice because we've kept the momentum going.
Yeah,
off it
we
as
just
well.
wanted to have a song out there to take us through the sort of Christmas break of radio and stuff. So it's doing its job.
Yeah.
So the next single, which we hope to release in time for
Homegrown, yeah.
it's being recorded this week.
Sweet.
And for the first time, it's been a guy that came to see us in London, who's mixed and produced some massive bands, is going to mix and master this one for us. So it's a first departure for us outside of New Zealand with a song. So be interesting to see how that comes back.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's all very exciting. It's good. And they're brand new songs that we haven't played a lot live as well, so it's going to be just a...
I think we played it for the first time at King's Arms when we were there a few weeks ago. Or
Yeah.
maybe we played it the night before.
Should I let go? You don't. Do you wanna go? Do you wanna go?
So you guys mentioned last time that My Crime really took off on the radio and sort of broke you guys out. How important do you think it is in New Zealand to get a song on the radio into regular rotation?
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
I think it's massive. For rock bands especially.
Yeah.
I guess that's why, there's such a shit fight for local bands to get their songs onto the radio. And I think generally, the stations are quite good at picking up Kiwi songs, but I definitely think there's a case of some international bands get more play with pretty mediocre songs just because of who they are, really.
Yeah.
But I think more so, we noticed when we went out on the road, like taking the band to places like Palmy or New Plymouth, or even down south we did like Methven and Kaikoura.
Yeah.
You really see sort of outside of Auckland and Wellington and Christchurch not so much, how important the rock
Like it
radio
covers,
is.
Such a massive area.
Yeah. So we went to Christchurch, we went to New Plymouth, we went to Palmy, and everyone knows us because of the rock.
Yeah.
Whereas Auckland and Wellington, you might get known because of other bands passing shit around, because that's sort of where we're central. I think the rock. I mean, I don't think the likes of Devil Skin, I Am Giant, they couldn't do the tours that they do through the country without local radio, whether it's Hauraki or Kiwi or the rock. I think it's essential to us.
There's a massive community.
Bands.
Yeah, there's a massive community with those stations.
Yeah.
It's
really
brilliant.
important,
So
man.
Really important.
Yeah.
Sweet.
we feel pretty lucky that those guys have really thrashed us over the last couple of years. So it's helped us out a lot.
Yeah. And so My Crime is off tomorrow today.
Yep.
And it's been out for just over a year now.
Yeah.
As you guys move towards your next release, what would be your favourite songs off tomorrow today?
They kind of change a little. I guess there's some I enjoy listening to when they come on the iPod, but there's also ones that I just really enjoy playing live too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's funny. We found out on tour in the UK and Ireland, one song that seems to sit with a lot of people is Making Waves, but it's the one song off the record we don't play live.
Yeah.
Just for one reason or another, we haven't played it live, maybe because it's the oldest song. But I really like the recording of that, but I don't really think we've ever grasped it live, so that's probably why we don't play it. Although on the other side, probably my favourite song off the record to play live is Hollow, but it's my least favourite recording on the song. I think sometimes songs just don't have the same energy when you record them, and it's not that you play them any differently or they're recorded badly or anything like that. It's just some
the feel of
songs
stuff.
just have an energy when you play them live, and then when you listen to them, they're just not the same. It's not the same, like even with Pearl Jam stuff. When I download the bootlegs, I find the live versions of Pearl Jam songs have way more energy than the recorded stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it does happen. If a bands are good and they're energetic, I think some of their songs can just feel it live more than recorded. So
mine keeps changing, but we've been playing Little Eyes, Big U's a bit more lately, and that's been going down great.
That's been playing.
We even closed with it at a couple of shows, and it was
closed with it in London. It was fucking epic.
So that would be the one at the moment that seems to be staying in the sets. We play a different set every night. I don't think we've ever played the same set.
No.
we just write it 10 minutes before we play, and a different person
Funny
writes
you
the
feel
show.
like playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
The funny thing is as well with singles is they tend to be your favourite song when you write them.
And you're like,
And,
this
you're,
could be a single.
and it's going to be a single,
Yeah.
and you're fucking excited about it, and then you release it as a single, and because you've listened to the mixes and you've recorded it and you need to do a video for it, you end up hating the fucking song because you hear it so much. So your favourite ones, you know, all that's great, that's going to be a single, and then once it's a single, it's like, I don't want to hear that one anymore.
Yeah.
Because I skip My Crime if you know, it comes on my iPod, I say, fuck that, or Always a Fire, and I skip. But
They are good to play live, those ones.
Yeah,
so,
but great live.
I know what you mean, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
In the live music scene in Auckland and in New Zealand, how important are the relationships you make with the other bands, especially as an independent artist? And what would you recommend to new bands wanting to get in on the scene?
I think it's been real noticeable lately.
Yeah.
I think we really noticed it at that Power Station show with Iron Giant and Black River Drive and Villainy and City Fire to Stacey. It was just a real community vibe going on at the moment, and all the guys that have been in here today, in fact, that are playing the show in January, we all seem to be really good buddies. You know, we get along really well, and then there's a lot more bands wanting to team up and tour as well, rather than go out on their own. And
I think we're kind of lucky as well because, you know, this industry is full of dickheads, really, at industry level or a higher level, you know, suits. I think we're generally lucky because a lot of the bands are just really good guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, you genuinely get on with them anyway. So I think we're fucking really lucky. You know, the Setting Fire to Stacey boys and Stitches and, you know, Villainy guys, I Am Giant guys, Blacklist, we all just get on and can have a drink with and have a bit of fun with. And
yeah.
I think that's really important for bands, and you can't really, you know, it's hard to hang around with a bunch of guys you don't like in a van and
Especially
travel the
for a
country
tour,
with. And
yeah.
So it's been really great. It's been great. The bands really seem to have been having a good time, and bands that we haven't toured with, that Stitch have toured with, or other bands that we know have toured with, have all said the same sort of thing. Everyone's getting on really well and it's going good. So long may it continue. Makes things a lot easier when everyone can have a drink and enjoy each other's sets rather than throwing
it's not like a battle.
champagne bottles at each other or something.
For sure.
Yeah, and how would you recommend new bands wanting to get in on?
Just don't be dickheads, really. You know, just, you know, I think the days of being Axl Rose and telling everyone to go get fucked are gone because the gigs don't happen. You know, venues want good bands to deal with. Bands want good venues to play in. So just don't be a dick. You know, and don't.
Be yourself and just play.
Or
you know,
don't. Play.
Or don't, or don't be yourself. But no, it's one of those things that's. You find bands that you like and that you get along with at any level, and that's the important thing, really, is that you can all play shows and have a good time. I think that's just been a big thing lately. Is, you know, we've been lucky to play with.
It's good to have a bit of healthy competition, you know. But you still, it's just good. And touring can be the best thing in the world or the shittiest thing in the world. So for new bands, you want to go out there and enjoy it. You know, you want good venues with good PAs and good stages. You know.
Yeah.
So it goes around, you know.
Sweet. So how is the new record coming along? Like, have you got an idea of when you'd like it out by, and what sort of tours you may want to do in support?
We've just kept writing, but we're really sort of knuckling down into it at the moment. We don't have. You know, we've sort of got a few scattered shows coming up, but the main focus is writing new music and getting it recorded. So we'll record again in different stages, and, you know, it'll be out next year, more later in the year at some point.
Yeah, sort of aiming, I guess, probably to have it out about 2 years after the first one. So that'll aim around October, November.
Yeah.
There's definitely heaps we want to do. You know, there's no point doing a international tour this year and then sort of sitting on it for a year and a half. You know, we got to stick at it. So we got some plans to get away next year, and
we want to do a bunch more shows around New Zealand as well. And
so we're gonna hopefully get out on a quite lengthy tour around the country.
April, May.
April, May, something like that. Yeah.
And so we're looking at that now.
Put a bit of planning into it and do a really good tour. So with a couple of friends that may be playing at this show coming up.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we got a lot on next year, so we're just gonna, I guess, have a week off over Christmas and then just get into it. Yeah.
I guess we record on Wednesday, and then I'd like to get back into the studio, hopefully maybe February.
Yeah.
And then sort of blitz it coming up to Homegrown, and then tour straight after Homegrown, or just probably a month after Homegrown is the plan.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then record, and then tour, and then put out an album. Yeah.
And then start it all again.
And then it'll be this time next year, and we'll go do summer tour.
We'll do an interview with Francis about album 3.
Yeah.
I saw on your YouTube channel, like I was checking it out last night, you guys did Death by Burrito.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Are you guys gonna try and do that again? Maybe let Joel redeem himself?
We should do that again, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we love hot food. Like, I mean, that was hot. Like, me and this guy put just hot sauce on everything, but it's just, it was something else.
I forgot all about that, man. That's a good video, actually. That's quite funny.
Like, we were
14 minutes, Joel sat there with a bit of burrito on his fork, pretending to eat it. Wow.
I think for the I'm just gonna do this, and there was like a jalapeno left, which I eat just out of a jar, like happy days, but I just couldn't do it, I was just gonna be sick.
Yeah.
I did the Irish thing. I drank a litre of milk before I got in there, you see.
I took the milk, and then, but no, it was good. It was just the bummer was that if you didn't finish it, you had to pay for it.
Yeah, you had to pay
so
for it.
I technically had to pay like whatever it was for a jalapeno that was left on my plate.
I you had to pay for what's left.
No, you had to pay for it.
Pay for the whole thing.
If you had the whole burrito.
Yeah.
So it was actually...
It's a vinyl cafe.
Yeah.
On Dominion Road.
Yeah.
Bit of a local.
It's Hadley from the
Bleeders.
From the Bleeders who made it.
He's in Kitch now as well.
So he soaked the cabbage in this hot sauce overnight, seriously. And everything that was in it had been soaked in this hot sauce. And we had to sign this disclaimer thing if we had a heart attack that we wouldn't sue him or something. It's horrendous, man. It's horrendous.
There was something else.
I'm gonna have to watch that YouTube video. I forgot that was on there. That's
good.
Sweet. And last one here. What are your guys' thoughts on the current state of New Zealand rock?
It's solid. I think it's solid as.
Solid?
Yeah.
And I think, it's really important if you look at the rock stage, like we were talking about, I think what's really great about it as you go up it is you're not getting the same shit recycled through each band. You know what I mean? It's not...
Everyone's got their own thing going on. 5 versions
of She Had or 5 versions of Blacklist. Everybody's got their own thing, which is fucking great, you know? And it's great that we've got an audience that's sort of respecting what you're doing rather than wanting to hear 5 rock bands that all sound like Devil's Skin or all sound like Blacklist, Yeah. So everybody's got their own identity, which is fucking killer, man, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, you can just see it, like these 2 gigs in January, obviously, they've got great lineups, very different bands. It's great. It's good to see.
There's heaps more coming through as well.
Yeah. I mean, you're on the opposite side because you love listening to rock bands. You must be pretty stoked with what's going on in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, cool.
Especially over the last 2 years, it's just been really growing.
Yeah, it's good to see. Yeah, it's really good. So
it's wicked, man.
Next year's going to be good. I'm sure there'll be lots more albums and lots more tours.
I've heard a few people saying that they're looking at like mid-year releases next year.
Cool.
So there's going to be a lot coming out next year.
Yeah. It'll be tough to judge the
music awards.
For next year, and you've got.
I mean, what's the cut-off to June? I think.
Is that right? So you've got Villainy, Black River Drive, Devil's Skin, She Had,
Datsuns, and that's a good album.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean,
I Am Giant.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They might have to make it. They might have to make it like a 5-band thing.
Yeah. Do you think there's a bit of a disconnect at all between the bands that are sort of sell-out power station and the ones that I don't know, play half a King's Arms sort of thing? Like, is there the gap in the middle?
I mean, there definitely is. There definitely is. But I mean, I think that's just natural. It's the nature of the beast, really. It's And I guess, do you know, to be honest, I don't know whether a half full King's Arms really reflects who you are as a band anyway. I think that's more to do with Auckland. There's so much going on and there's so many places to go that you have to be really quite special to fill the King's Arms because you're in Auckland, whereas you may get more people in Pammy or New Plymouth or Wellington or whatever, and that's just because they're not inundated with bands.
It's the one show they're getting that month or whatever, which is actually great for playing.
Yeah,
you know, it's
but
awesome.
it makes it they're fucking great audiences to play to outside of Auckland. So it does make it quite tough, you know, when you come to Auckland, you get a small, like we've all done it. All bands have had small audiences in Auckland, and it does feel like a bit of a kick in the head sometimes, especially coming off great shows outside of Auckland. But I don't really know if it's always the fault of the band, really. It's just an Auckland major big city thing, you know. It's hard to get people to all the time, but I've had some good gigs that were half full King's Arms, in fairness.
These ones in Jan are going to be great, because I mean you're bulking up the bands again. You want to pull a bit of a different audience, but again, kind of like Homegrown, everyone's also got their own thing going on, so it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, sweet.
All right. Thanks for having us, man.
Francis.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Thanks to Ding Dong Lounge.
Thanks, Ding Dong.
And we'll catch you guys later.
Nothing.